Ladies and gentlemen, mark this date down, because years from now, historians will circle this moment as the day President Donald J. Trump dropped a tariff hammer so massive it shook the global trade order to its core. 50% tariffs, not 10, not 25, but 50, slammed down on Indian imports in one stroke. It wasn't just another trade skirmish, it was an economic earthquake. Factories across India are shuttering. The rupee is plunging to record lows. Stock markets in Mumbai are in freefall. Prime Minister Modi, once confident that he could play both sides with Washington and Moscow, is suddenly nowhere to be found. Reports say he won't even take Trump's calls. That's how fast this storm hit. To understand the scale, consider this. India ships about $87 billion worth of goods to the United States every year. Over half of that just got cut off at the knees. Carpets, textiles, gems, shrimp, furniture, metals, cargo ships headed for American ports are suddenly worth half of what they were yesterday. Trump gave India 5 separate chances to cut back on cheap Russian oil and negotiate fairly. 5 times they refused. So Trump didn't slap their wrist, he crushed their lifeline. Already, entire industries are reeling. Carpet exporters in Gujarat report 85% of U.S. orders are frozen. Shrimp exporters in Kerala are panicked. Textile hubs in Mumbai are bleeding contracts. And because more than 40% of India's exports depend directly on U.S. markets, Trump just knocked out the country's lungs. Without access to America, India's so-called economic miracle is on life support. India is scrambling. Their Commerce Ministry rushed out a 40-country outreach plan begging Europe, Japan, and Australia to take more of their goods. But everyone knows the truth. No nation on earth has the buying power of the United States. That's why their leaders are in full-blown panic, and that's why Trump is smiling. This isn't just punishment, it's strategy. For months, India thought it could bankroll Russia's war machine with cheap oil while still flooding U.S. shelves with cut-rate exports. They thought wrong. By doubling tariffs, Trump has forced them into a choice: stand with America or collapse trying to play both sides. Right now, India is folding fast. And here's the twist. As India collapses, America wins. Those contracts, those markets, those jobs don't vanish. They shift to U.S. factories, to allies like Vietnam and Mexico who actually respect us. The trade balance tilts back in America's favor. This is America First in action. But while Trump is fighting battles abroad, chaos is boiling over here at home. A whistleblower just revealed that FEMA, the very agency supposed to protect Americans in crisis, recklessly exposed over 300 million Social Security records. Seniors, retirees, your most sensitive data was dumped onto an unsecured cloud like it was some high school group project. No safeguards, no encryption, just wide open for hackers and scammers to plunder. Think about that for a second. The government lectures you about using 12-character passwords with uppercase letters and symbols, fines banks for sloppy security, and then FEMA itself leaves the vault wide open. Your identity, your checks, your retirement, dangling in the digital wind. And when they were caught, they tried to bury the story. It took a whistleblower to drag this disaster into daylight. This is the contrast we're living in. Abroad, Trump is collapsing economies that rip us off, bringing jobs and opportunity back to American workers. At home, swamp bureaucrats are collapsing your trust in government. FEMA can't distribute water bottles in a hurricane, and now they can't even safeguard your Social Security number. Retirees, this isn't paranoia, it's reality. Hackers could already be filing tax returns in your name, hijacking your benefits, or redirecting your checks. And FEMA won't warn you. You have to protect yourself. Lock down your credit, monitor your benefits, stay alert. Because while FEMA fails, Trump fights. That's the takeaway tonight. Trump makes America stronger. The swamp makes America weaker. India's economy is collapsing because Trump refused to blink. And FEMA's incompetence is putting every American senior at risk. It's an earthquake moment. Global collapse abroad, government betrayal at home, and only Trump standing in the middle holding the line for the American people.